There are stories that don't begin with fame. They begin with silence. A voice that stopped being heard. Another voice became impossible to ignore. This is not a story about success. This is a story about absence. Tonight, we are talking about a name. Most people have never heard, but once you hear it, you won't forget it. Her name was Lena Morgana. In the mid-2000s, New York's indie and experimental music scene was small. Artists crossed paths. They shared producers, studios, ideas. According to people close to Lena, she and Stephanie knew each other. They weren't strangers. Some claim they were friends. Others say they were competitors. What's certain is this: their artistic styles overlapped in disturbing ways. Dark pop, theatrical performances, provocative fashion, a persona larger than real life. But their paths would not end the same way. Lena Morgana was a young singer and artist based in New York, she was experimental, theatrical, and visually bold, long before it was mainstream. Lena wore extreme makeup, strange outfits, and treated music like performance art. She wasn't chasing radio hits. She was chasing expression. People who saw her perform describe her as different, uncomfortable, and ahead of her time. But Lena wasn't alone in those circles. Around the same time, another young woman was moving through the same underground music scene. Her name was Stephanie Germanotta. In 2008, Lena Morgana died. She fell from the roof of a building in New York. The official explanation was brief: no major investigation. No media coverage, no headlines. No documentaries, almost no public discussion. Her death passed quietly, too quietly, for many. It felt like Lena vanished twice, once from life, and once from history. Lena's mother did not stay silent. In interviews and online posts, she expressed deep pain and deep suspicion. She claimed that her daughter had been pushed aside, copied, and erased. In one of her most quoted statements, Lena's mother said, "Stephanie didn't just take my daughter's style. She took her spirit, she took her soul." These were not legal accusations. They were the words of a grieving mother, but once spoken. They spread shortly after Lena's death. Stephanie Germanotta disappeared too, but not into silence. She returned with a new name, Lady Gaga, and the world watched her explode into fame. The visuals, the music, the fashion. Fans began digging into the past, and what they found was unsettling. Old photos of Lena, old videos, old performances. The resemblance was impossible to ignore. The dots. Online forums lit up. People compared hairstyles, makeup, stage personas, even lyrical themes. The theory began to form. Lena was the original. Gaga was the version that survived. Some went further, claiming Lena had been replaced. There is no proof of this, but the timing kept feeding the suspicion.
Steven Spielberg is a pedophile. Yep. See how easy that was, Corey? I didn't need $10 million. I just said it.
Thinking about Steven Spielberg. He eats babies. Whole babies.
Hey! Whoa! And he jumps back and he still does this tongue stuff. And he's making weird noises and he comes back again and grabs me again. And I snap his hand away, push him back more forcefully. And I'm like, what are you doing?
According to Cruz, the alleged groping happened in front of his wife, Rebecca King Cruz. She confirmed her husband's account to ABC News.
So she's witnessing the entire thing. Witnessing the whole thing. And we're just, I can't even begin to describe to you how bizarre this is.
And he was in his robe. I still didn't think it was weird. Well, he probably just came out of the shower or whatever. And then he asked me to do, to do the scene and then crawl on my belly around it. And it got to a weird place. And I just, when this stuff started coming out with Harvey Weinstein, I did remember that feeling of disgust and humiliation. I did it because he's passed away, and I feel like if he can't defend himself, I feel weird about, saying his name. But he was a famous director.
People with a lot of power in the entertainment industry.
I can tell you that the number one problem